Greetings all you gearheads. This is Daryl from D&P Classic Chevy. I'd like you to take a look at our newest build, 1970 El Camino, that was brought to us recently to do a complete frame-off build on. This car started out as a project car. We took this car completely apart to every nut and bolt, had it media blasted to bare metal. Unfortunately, like with most of these classic muscle cars, when we disassembled the vehicle and media blasted it, we did find some old damage and minor rust, but nothing we couldn't handle. So during the recent past, we did a complete frame-off build. This vehicle has all of today's modern components in it, which I'm going to show you in just a second. This is Rick's 1970 El Camino that he brought to D&P to do a complete resto mod described build to. This is what we started with. It came in on a trailer as what we call a basket case. Well, that basket case turned into this beautiful 1970 El Camino. The most important part of any muscle car, street rod, hot rod to me is the powertrain. Some people like cruisers, some people like go fast cars. I like them all, but this car was built to be a daily driver, to be comfortable, dependable, and yeah, be somewhat fast. For power, we put in a Chevrolet Performance ZZ6 with fuel injection. As common with many of D&P builds, what we try to do is to enhance the design, the mechanics, the operation, everything from the original vehicles, whether it's a muscle car, a classic, or a truck. We like to enhance that and make them better cars, which is exactly what we've done with Rick's El Camino. You can see we also wanted it to look like it sort of left the factory that way, a little retro but fully improved. So we put on a retro looking valve cover. It's got a modern pulley system. It's got vintage air. It's got a cross flow radiator in it for cooling capacity. It's got twin electric fans. It's got a complete Willwood four-wheel disc brake system for stopping power. This thing runs good, looks good. If you can take a look at the suspension, it's got all Global West modern control arms, sway bars, front and rear. This thing handles like a slot car, or as good as a 70 El Camino can. I've put down about 25 shakedown miles. This thing is just fun to drive, and I know Rick's gonna really enjoy driving it. So a little bit of a background on this car. This particular El Camino was owned by one of Rick's childhood friends. Unfortunately, he became ill and passed away at a fairly young age. So Rick bought this car from the family with his intention of having us restore it in honor of this friend of his, childhood friend who passed away at a young age. When we were building this El Camino for Rick, he had his own personal choice and taste, the way he wanted it built. It's kind of a back in the day type car, like it was when he was in high school with his childhood friends. So Rick picked a set of nice looking American mags. We put BFG tires on it. They're 17-inch. As you can see, there's a staggered fitment, kind of what we call bigs and littles, big in the rear, smaller in the front. We didn't want too small of a sidewall. I wanted it to ride comfortable, so I recommended we run with 17-inch tires and wheels. Inside there, you can see we've also got the Willwood 4-piston brakes going on. Inside the car, it's also updated. It's got power windows from New Relic that operate off of the original handle, so they're kind of subtle. It's got new TMI upholstery. The dash, virtually everything on this car was new except for the body shell. Everything's been updated, modified. You can see he's got an updated stereo system. He's got tilt steering. He's got pretty much the best of everything in a 1970 El Camino. So when you do a complete restoration like this, if you don't restore something, it shows. Well, obviously every piece of trim on Rick's El Camino had to be restored with either new parts, restored original parts. I prefer to use as many original parts as we can, but sometimes at this point at time, we just cannot get good quality original parts. So we source these parts from a number of sources. As you can see, Rick's choice was to put a vinyl top back on the car, which is what it had originally. All new glass, all new trim. And on an El Camino, one of the things unique to El Camino is all this stainless steel bed trim, so that had to either all be restored and or replaced. As you come around the back of the car, we wanted this car to look like it did in 1970, but better in every way, cosmetically, mechanically. And in my opinion, we've achieved that goal. It's a beautiful car, it drives great, it runs great, it's fun, it's got modern exhaust on it. To me, this 1970 El Camino is a real world car that you could drive every day, comfortably have fun with, and still show off to the fellas, or the ladies, whichever you choose. Rick and his lovely wife are supposed to pick up their El Camino today, take it home and drive it and enjoy it. I want to thank Rick for choosing DMP to build his car, and I would also like to reach out to any of you other hobbyists or potential clients that are interested maybe in a similar build that we can help you with. Feel free to reach out to us at our contact page, or if you have any questions about this particular build, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to get back to you. Thank you.